115 or so price. Now we're looking at them at a 7-1 price. Any chances the Nuggets can actually come back?
I think this is going 6 or 7 games, so I think that could be a little bit of a tighter spread between those two. But when you got those two guys, those two monsters, and Towns and Edwards, it's just really hard.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Every missed call, the entire game, whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The Early Line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
Sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And don't call it game time decisions by mistake. Kevin Walsh of SportsGrid here with you for what is now an ever-changing night of NBA action. I was going to start this off by getting a little bit into yesterday's series. Pacers 2-2 with the Knicks. Same score now in Denver with Minnesota. Doesn't matter. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, less than 60 seconds ago, had sources confirm to him that the Cavs superstar Donovan Mitchell will miss Game 4 tonight against the Boston Celtics. Obviously a disaster for Cleveland. I have a Cavs moneyline play-in, plus 295. I will tell you that the Cavs do have a win in the regular season at home against Boston. Donovan Mitchell didn't miss that game. It also required an outrageous comeback. What are we going to do? Picks on the board. It is what it is. I never thought that Donovan Mitchell would miss this game tonight. There's some Jason Tatum props. I'm not going to touch them. It wouldn't surprise me, though, if all props start to look discounted. What was an 8.5 point line is up to 12. Total drops down to 203.5. The expectation is the Cavs offense is going to be in for a nightmare of an evening against this Celtics defense. This is a team that has struggled to cross 100 points a number of times in these playoffs and multiple times against these Celtics, despite Donovan Mitchell averaging over 30 points per game for this series. So now, when we try and figure out how to attack, well, you're going to have way different Darius Garland numbers, 15.5, 16.5 for his points props. Evan Mobley, all of a sudden, could be 18, 19.5. Don't forget, this is a team already missing one of their best players in Jared Allen. So you're a Cavs team that at 100% health would be priced as a comfortable underdog to Boston, and you're now down two of your best players. Probably the two guys who were up into their points in the playoffs, your two best players. Yeah, Boston's missing Kristaps. The Celtics are so deep, we never even discuss it. A now 12-point line. And Cleveland's march against Boston here hits a roadblock. 12s are down to 11.5. How about your money lines? Plus 480. Huge number. Huge. Now, again, I have a Cavs money line ticket in. It is what it is. I will not hedge. I will not cash out. I will live with the results. My initial thought, though, is perhaps Cavs plus the 11.5. Because sometimes teams know how to step up when a star is out. We see it in the regular season all the time. That is the regular season, though. That's the hesitation. But boy, would it be par for the course for this Celtics team to not show up for this game. I mean, you're telling me it wouldn't be on brand for Jaylen Brown to just be outplayed by Isaac Okoro for no reason? I've seen it. Darius Garland steps up, gives you 25, maybe 30. We'll see how the props markets start to develop here on this Monday night. Only up right now, Celtics numbers. Not a Cavs prop in sight. Let's keep looking around here. Who's going to be first to post? Down to 11 at some spots. Look at this. Nobody knows what to do. Here we go. Those are old numbers. No way you can hit those because that still has Donovan Mitchell up there over on DK. Evan Mobley first to appear. 16.5. Any takers? Going once, going twice? How do you not look towards Garland? This game tips in an hour. I'll tell you this right now. We will be in the mix. Heck, why not? Let's get in the mix right away. Now, these are numbers that, again, you are likely going to be able to get better value on than I did. One, numbers change throughout the day. Two, this situation putting the blowout more in play, which it obviously does, with the potential absence or the now confirmed absence of Donovan Mitchell. People will think, hey, Celtics starters won't be out there. I wouldn't worry on that. I'm on Jason Tatum tonight. Look at that. Look at Jason Tatum. What could go wrong for the Celtics? You know what? Maybe I just play Boston money line. See if I can mess that up for the Celtics. No. Here's the deal with Jason Tatum. He is having what is one of the most bizarre runs in a singular market that I've seen. I will once again preface this. Listen, when I'm taking shots at Tatum, you'll know. Okay? This isn't about this. He's coming off his best game so far in the playoffs. But a certified superstar who averaged over 3 makes per game from beyond the arc is 8-0 to the under on his three-point prop so far this postseason. He has hit 2 a bunch of times, and he has yet to hit 3. I went through the regular season game log, Jason Tatum. The longest streak, consecutive games without 3 or more threes, was 3. He did not go 4 games in a row at any point in the regular season without making 3 threes. He's now gone 8 consecutive so far in the playoffs. You go back to last postseason, his longest stretch without 3+ threes was 3. You know when that came? His final 3 games of the playoffs against Miami. 11 consecutive playoff games now, Jason Tatum has gone under his 3-point prop. How does this make sense? It is an outlier, an anomaly. And if it's going to stop, I'm going to be there for it. Give me Tatum for 4+, give me Tatum for 5+ now. I am well aware of what I'm setting myself up for. Jason Tatum lands exactly on 3. I know. In fact, I can't encourage enough the people to go out there and bet Tatum for just 3. And only 3. If you get it exact, boy, that would be something. It's what I expect. This is not a bit. Again, if you've heard it enough, you know it's for real. Tatum and I we don't line up. We are never simpatico. Goes wrong. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But Jason Tatum, in the regular season, you want to know his longest stretch without at least 4 makes from beyond the arc? 8 games, which is where we are now. Tatum took 8 threes last game. I thought that was key. Most he's attempted so far in this series. Give me 10 tonight from JT. He gets hot. Plus 195 for 4+, plus 440 for 5+, and I'll give myself a shot here on a Jason Tatum ladder. Again, if you're just joining us, we're live on SportsGrid with Game Time Decisions, and we do have breaking news around the series between the Cavs and the Celtics, which is Donovan Mitchell will be out tonight. Out for the Cleveland Cavaliers at home against the Boston Celtics. Right now, some spots we're seeing Boston -12, and that is now what we're starting to see a lot more across the board. The total continuing to drop, understandably so, as the Cavs offense is going to be put in quite the spot here. Some 11s across the 11.5s across the board, nothing lower than that. The total now 203.5, 204, dropping like a stone. All of the If you think about it, right, so if it was 8.5, it's up to 12. What's been removed from the total, just all Cavs points have been taken out, right? And that makes sense with Donovan Mitchell's absence here. First playoff game he'll be missing. And you now are in a position, props-wise, books are in an interesting spot, too. Here comes Garland, 20.5. All right. How about the threes for Darius Garland? 2.5 now, minus 110. Assist numbers? Not there yet. Not there yet. Mobley, 10.5 boards. Max Strus, 5.5 boards. They're getting there. They're getting there. No points, rebounds, and assists yet. These will start to come in. And again, as these start to come in, I will let you know because everybody's going to be out there. Look, you either have your plays in or you're going to be looking for action. And this is a game changer, not having Donovan Mitchell, of course, out there for Cleveland. Are people going to race to lay the 12? Not me. Not me. I'm going to reach out as well to a trusted Celtics source of mine and see what they think about Boston specifically and how they will respond to Donovan being out. My read, they don't answer the bell. This is close in the fourth quarter. It's literally what happened in the regular season. 105-104, Cleveland wins at home by 1 against Boston. No Donovan Mitchell. I'll reach out to a couple people. That's interesting, man. That's interesting. But I'm telling you right now, we might go Cavs plus the points. Could be some Max Strus juice. I mean, at this point, right? If they let Max get it hot from beyond the arc, what do we do with this total? What do? We make some game time decisions. That's what we do. We're in the mix. Live on SportsGrid. We'll be right back with Kevin Walsh.
Missed call the entire game, whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer, too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I look, I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors, but Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for, so I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. Mm-hmm. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid.
Oh, man. We've already started to send out some feelers. We'll get to that in a minute. We've started to send out some feelers. Yeah, I might like Cleveland. We'll get there, okay? For those that, again, just tuning in, Donovan Mitchell out. Boston now up to a 12.5-point favorite. 4-point move off the Donovan Mitchell absence here. Total 204. We might as well put the rest of the picks on the board for the people. So I have a Cavs money line ticket at plus 295. That's now plus 540. It's a little. I'm going to, if I'm betting the Cavs, I'm going to I'm not going to reinvest on the money line. I will be taking the spread. What I will say is, if you want the juice, I don't hate it. As far as the series goes, okay, and all those numbers are locked currently, and they should be, the Cavs will be slaughtered. Like, if they win a game, right, amazing. Like, Game 5 should be ugly. Game 5 should be really ugly, no matter what happens tonight, if Donovan Mitchell stays out. And I would not guarantee he's back. Very realistic he's played his last game. The Cavs uniform, we'll do that another time. Okay? We'll do that another time. I have my Tatum threes ladder. Again, I maybe don't play this if I know Donovan Mitchell's out. But the bets are in, right? We can't cancel them. They're in the mix, 4+ and 5+. Let's go Mavs Thunder. Look, so here's the deal with Dallas, Oklahoma City, and I've touched on this at each and every point of the series. As a lot of people, I get it, like Oklahoma City. I like this Thunder team as well. I was very tempted, around Christmas-ish to place a title future on that team. But I was invested in other spots, and then I missed the number, right? I like the Thunder, just not as much as I like the Mavericks. And for people that are seeing a buy low spot on Oklahoma City, it's on the notion that P.J. Washington is going to drop off. Fair. More than fair. But it's also then being met with the idea that Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic's combined points won't bounce back. As a duo, they averaged almost 60 a night in the regular season and over 55 in the series against the Clippers. It's barely over 40 so far in the series. So again, sure, PJ can come down, Luka and Kyrie can go up. And I'm involved with both Luka and Kyrie tonight. But how I am involved with Kyrie Irving is a similar way to what I was doing in Game 3. It's kind of a run back here. I'm pairing Kyrie and I'm pairing Jalen Williams, and I'm looking for these guys to go off as a duo. 44-plus points, 50-plus points, 56-plus points combined. Plus 100 on the 44, plus 210 on the 50, plus 425 on the 56. Kyrie Irving, I think, can carry the load here and get 30 on this game tonight. Kyrie in the post-game press conference with their Game 3 victory, who had a really nice fourth quarter once again, hooked us on the 22.5. It is what it is. Said the coaching staff was telling him, hey, let's get going, but also we got to start moving here a lot sooner. Kyrie has a 4.5 number tonight on his first quarter points. He's not hit it yet this postseason. I was tempted to play it, but I'm going to let Kyrie do his thing. And if he comes out for 10 early ones, I think there's 10 more following that and another 10 following that. Kyrie 30 pieces in line. But I also want to pair it with Jalen Williams, who did get over the 29.5 PRA, barely, right, in game number 3. I want to just lock in on the points. He hit his efficiency finally in this third game. Didn't have as much of volume. He did miss probably 4 minutes or so due to having to go to the locker room with the ankle. If J-Dub gets his volume tonight, I think he can get to 25. He's that type of talent. He's that type of player. So I think we've got pathways for both of these guys to really explode through some numbers here. Again, you play each leg appropriately, but give me Kyrie and J-Dub for 44, 50, 56. As far as the Don goes, it's, for me, look, the points can bounce back, right? And at some point it will. But Luka is such a smart basketball player, and we know this, and he is right now well aware in being able to impact this game in other ways. Luka, in his last 2 games, has 34 rebound opportunities. 4 of those are contested rebounds. Using the NBA.com's tracking data, Luka is just hunting rebounds right now, right? So I like the rebounds portion of it. The assist market, guys have not been cashing in as much on his assist opportunities, right? He had a few more in games 2 than 3, but we know home court shooting can be good. And I like Kyrie for a big night offensively. So if Luka can dish a couple of extra to him, well, that helps us get over 18.5 rebounds plus assists, which was a winner last game on a 15-5 night. That is my favorite bet in this game, but I had to play the triple-double at plus 320. Look, Luka is in this spot for me where I know he hasn't hit the triple-double yet this series. He did get one off against the Clippers, and this is the first time all postseason this number is over 300. The next tallest number we've seen for Luka triple-double, plus 260. So we're getting a lot of juice here tonight on Luka Doncic at plus 320 here for this triple-double. I believe it went down to plus 300, plus 310. I think actually I got the plus 310. I think I input that incorrectly, but plus 310 Luka Doncic for the triple-double as I look for the Mavs to still roll here against Oklahoma City. That's where I'm at NBA-wise. There's still a lot we have to get to. What I'll do is I'll put, because we have some baseball money line, we have some hockey. Let's do the MLB play of the day, a.k.a. your quick pick here. And there's going to be some juice tonight in Mets-Phils. I like this game over the 7.5. Finally, got the MLB play of the day to come through yesterday. Only way it knows how in the first inning. I got to tell you, this game better be Yerfy, maybe 8 runs in the first if I want this to win. Manaea Sanchez, both guys having good seasons, but both guys pitching outside of their best habitats. Manaea struggled a little bit at home. Sanchez a little bit on the road here. Solid hitter-pitcher history in favor of both of these lineups tonight against these starters, and we have wind blowing out. So to see 7.5 was a little bit surprising to me. We know wind is always factored into these lines. I think we're seeing Manaea and Sanchez booked ace-esque, which I don't think either guy truly is here. And I think a little divisional battle could see some juice on the diamond. We'll play over 7.5. 4 Major League Baseball money lines on the board today. We're going to get to those in a little bit. We're going to get to the NHL in a little as well. And, of course, continue to update you on everything Celtics Cavs with the huge news that Donovan Mitchell is out tonight. We'll be right back. It's Game Time Decisions on SportsGrid.
Missed call the entire game, whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer, too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I look, I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors, but Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for, so I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid.
Live right here, Game Time Decisions, trying to make a few, as of course we had huge news that Donovan Mitchell would miss this game tonight. I'm certainly surprised by it, admittedly caught a little off guard by it as well. Probably should have maybe even, it was funny, I did Moneyline this afternoon, of course, on SportsGrid Radio, Sirius XM, Channel 159 with Donnie Rightside. And he's like, hey, you worried about Donovan Mitchell, missing this game? I was like, no, not really. Right? I don't know. It's just he's been playing great. And this one came out of the clouds, books as well, right? They were pushing full Donovan Mitchell numbers, spreads, everything in between. And I'm sure the loyal SportsGrid audience will know, we've moved some things around, within the last few weeks or so. Only have 2-minute breaks here. Try and just, run a couple numbers. The Garland stuff's moved appropriately, I would say. I'm really interested in Max Strus, though. Max Strus has a triple-double this year in a game that was missed by Donovan Mitchell. That does not add up. That does not add up. Who was letting Max Strus get loose like that? The answer, the Charlotte Hornets. They're terrible. We could have a best bet on our hands, though, here with Max Strus. We have time. You want to do a little baseball money line, folks? Shall we? We got 4. Yesterday, 2 and 3. Frustrating because both games that went to extras ended up losses. Split those 3 and 2. It would have been a 7 and 3 weekend on baseball money line. It is what it is. Let's look to stay hot here. More favorites than we've seen so far, but ultimately it's where I thought the value was. The baseball card does begin with a dog, though, and it begins in 15 minutes in Detroit. I'll take the Miami Marlins. Sixto Sanchez, Matt Manning. I'll take Sixto Sanchez. Matt Manning's off to a really rough start here. I think Sixto's pitching a little bit better. Marlins off of a win, and I think getting over plus 140, plus 145 is the number here. That's good enough for me to take some action on the Miami Marlins. I'll take some action on the Milwaukee Brewers, minus 142. This number's jumped up a little bit. As I was kind of looking at it, it looks like maybe it's fallen back down some. Mitch Keller off of a gem, complete game against the Angels. I'll sell that. I'll sell a guy who went 9 innings in 2024. I'll sell a guy who dominated the Angels. I'll sell a guy on the road, where he struggled a little bit. Colin Ray's been solid for Milwaukee. And again, the Brewers are just so far a much better baseball team than the Pittsburgh Pirates here. I'll take the Rangers minus 108 against the Guardians here. This game was picked. Texas, boy, oh boy, do they need some home cooking. They just got punched around by the Colorado Rockies for 3 on the road. This team got punched around a little bit by Oakland. Rangers are not off to a great start. This is one of the team total unders that I played. Probably the one that looks the best so far out of the 3. I think it was 3 win totals here. But I'm going to take Texas at a pick at home. Look, you've got Lorenzen and Tanner. Neither one of these guys necessarily inspires a ton of confidence here. But getting pick with a Rangers team that needs one, I'll take them to get it. And then I'll take the Cardinals at minus 110 here. This is more of a fate of the LA Angels. Look, this team, this is right around pick. I think St. Louis finally got themselves a really nice win against Milwaukee, avoid being swept at a 4-game set here, and see if this can get a little downhill, a little bit of momentum here for a St. Louis team that still has talent around it, and I don't mind fading Jose Soriano, who's been off to a slow start so far for the LA Angels, and specifically at home. It's not looked good here. So those are the baseball money lines, just again quickly, Marlins, Brewers, Rangers, and Cardinals. And then the play of the day is going to be the over 7.5 runs in the game between the Mets and the Phillies, with Minaya and Sanchez going in that one. NHL-wise tonight, and again, we're going to talk to Joe Madden momentarily here, Rangers, Canes, Avs, Stars. This Colorado team is one I remain interested in. Team total, money line, puck line, I'm going back and forth. Cup, West, all of it interests me with Colorado. It really, really does. I want to get Joe's thoughts on this, and then we're going to talk a little Rangers hockey here. Look, I think the Rangers are in a really interesting spot. First time booked as favorites in this series, so that, respect, right, all of a sudden comes into the mix here. But Carolina's a dangerous team. We know that. Carolina was given so much respect, and all of a sudden they're a dog, right? And value, we talk about it a lot. You're getting the best number on Carolina of the series. Rangers showed they could win in Carolina. Canes could win a second one here. I'm a little interested in Carolina at a minus 108 number. Maybe score first. They've been jumping a little bit here. These first quarters have had some juice as well. We're going to get into both of these with Joe Madden, no doubt about it. And again, just to remind people, because it is the biggest story of the day, it's what happens when one of the best players in the league is out of nowhere, and that's Donovan Mitchell. Out tonight, as the Cavs are now a 12-point favorite. Tip is probably in about 40 minutes or in a half hour, because with the NBA, of course, we have no idea. But the tip is within an hour, certainly, in Cleveland as a 12-point home underdog with a chance to tie this series, or the books are expecting go down 3-1. We'll talk to Joe Madden about the ice next, live on SportsGrid.
game, whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors, but Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid.
Game time decisions. I will say this until Celtics Cavs starts, where I am trying to make them. Max Strus, I'm going to give the people a number. His assist prop is 2.5. 17 games he played this season without Donovan Mitchell. 16 of them he had 3 or more assists. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Rebounds plus assists, 7.5. Jared Allen's out too. He played 5 regular season games without Jared Allen. He had double-digit boards. He had double-digit boards in multiple games. I'm very interested. I'm very, very interested. You know what? Let me stop rambling. Let me help the people by letting Joe Madden help the people. Joe, how are you? It is obviously a jumping Monday here. NBA playoff action, but NHL playoff action as well. Before we get to the ice tonight, I got to ask you about Vancouver, Edmonton. A little chippy at the end there. Some suspensions, some stars involved. What did you make of the ending there with the Canucks and the Oilers?
Yeah, I tell you, that frustration level of the Canucks to come out and do that, get that cross-check out there, causing the suspension and the penalties. I was just pulling out my hair seeing that happen at the end of the game, because that's the last thing they need. They can't give Edmonton any advantages out there on the ice. So the frustration level boiling over. I'm sure Connor McDavid had some choice words to make that happen out there on the ice, but we even saw the hit on Evander Kane, pushing him down into his bench by Vancouver. This Vancouver team is out for blood out there on the ice, and I tell you, picking up that win in Edmonton was an amazing feat for them, limiting the Edmonton Oilers to only 3 goals on their home ice. It was fantastic, but the next game, Edmonton's going to be coming for blood, and I look for them to retaliate in it.
Yeah, I think it's really fascinating because all of a sudden you bring a guy like McDavid into because that was the type of hit that looked like you could do it to anybody, and it was going to escalate a situation. Connor McDavid, I think that game's going to have a lot of eyes on it and a lot of anticipation, no doubt. But the Canucks and the Dogs so far in the West, the Dogs heading into the series, have done a nice job here, and it's put the star-laden Avs and Oilers up against it. So we'll start late night, Joe, here with Colorado and Dallas. Nate McKinnon and the crew need one at home. What do you see here in this game?
Yeah. The Colorado Avalanche in the last game, they weren't able to convert on their power plays. They struggled out there. And Dallas, the final score wasn't a true prediction of what that game was. It was a 2-1 game in that third period. We did see those two empty netters at the end of that game as Colorado tried desperately to tie up the game. So in my mind, it was still a 2-1 win for the Dallas Stars, even though the box score, that posted score, is 4-1. I think it was a lot tighter than that number. So I am looking for the Avs. We look at this team and they were the best home team on their own ice in the whole league in the regular season. And Dallas, on the other hand, was the best road team. So for that best road team to come in and beat the Colorado Avalanche 2 times in a row, I just can't see it happening, Kevin. I hate the price on the Avs on the money line, though. I am taking it on the money line right now at minus 137, minus 140 mark. I think it has the value there, but I could see Dallas starting off hot again. We keep seeing this. The Dallas Stars getting up in that first period and Colorado having to fight their way back. So I won't be shocked if Dallas goes up in the first period. Now, I bet that in the last game. I'm staying off it in this one. I really do think the frustration of Colorado coming into this game with Dallas picking up a win on their ice will be so much in this one where I could see Colorado scoring first. But I'm still hoping Dallas scores first and Colorado fights their way back and gets the win because I want to jump on that live betting market again for Colorado as they become the dog in this one. I'm really looking for Nathan MacKinnon to step up, and their core players really have to. Nathan MacKinnon, Lankican, Kale McCarr, they all have to be so impactful in this game to be able to beat the Dallas Stars because the Stars, this is a deep team. So I'm going to take Nathan MacKinnon for his shots on goal today. His shots on goal, over 4.5 shots, 5+ shots on some books will have it listed as that. That's coming in at minus 115. I was trying to find some value. Even his goal, it's minus 105. That's not enough value for a goal for me, especially when we look at Jake Ottinger and how hot he has been in net. So I'm looking at Nathan MacKinnon for his shots. And then Wyatt Johnson here of the Dallas Stars. His number is low at 2.5. Over at minus 118, and I do think he gets those shots on goal as well in this one tonight. He's been phenomenally strong for the Dallas Stars, Kevin.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense there, Joe. Nate MacKinnon certainly, I figured, had to factor in somehow the incredible season he had, likely going to be your league MVP, and unless they gave that out, NBA. When do the NHL awards drop, Joe? Do we know that McKinnon's MVP? I'll admit I have no idea.
The Hart Award, they should be coming pretty quick here. I don't think any of the awards have been announced unless I slept on it last Thursday. They're normally on a Thursday. I'm pretty sure we haven't had them yet, Kevin. So I could have clearly missed it if it was last Thursday. I've been waiting for them.
Yeah. I don't really know what these leagues, again, baseball likes to give theirs out when nobody cares. The NBA waits a little long, hockey admittedly. I guess we'll see. But soon to be MVP, very likely, Nate MacKinnon. All right, Joe, let's get to this Rangers-Hurricane series here. Rangers, a favorite for the very first time. What do you make of the line?
Yeah, this line has been moving as the day's been going on, and I absolutely love it that people are backing the New York Rangers because I do think this is the right side. The Carolina Hurricanes in that last game were able to score on the power play late in the third to be able to get the win here, and Carolina did what we've seen Carolina doing. They got up nice and strong in that first period, not able to hold a lead. They let the New York Rangers come all the way back, but their special teams did win it for them. We saw Igor Shesterkin actually get hit in that game, but when you really look at his numbers, his metrics, he's still playing phenomenal hockey out there. We knew there was going to have to be a game where Igor got hit, and I would rather be in this round here versus the Carolina Hurricanes rather in the next round versus probably the Florida Panthers. So I do like that he's had that hard game. I'm looking for that bounce back out of Igor. He did stop 27 of 31 shots on his goal, so still a fantastic night. His overall numbers in the playoffs, he's got a 2.31 goals against average and a 9.32 save percentage. His number tonight is 29.5. I'll take that to the over. It's minus 106. You know the Carolina Hurricanes are going to be firing everything at him, especially in this third period, trying to advance their playoff lives here. I just don't think it happens. I'm going to take the New York Rangers on the money line at minus 106. Now, in these last couple games, very much like the Colorado Avalanche, we've seen the New York Rangers start off slow. Their second period has really been their strength. So if Carolina goes up in that first period. Again, I'm not going to bet them. I do think the storyline plays out that way. Again, I'll be coming back on the New York Rangers. I want to come back on them with plus money as well, Kevin.
All right, so a little bit of Rangers action potentially as that comes on. Tell me, Joe, if by chance the Rangers do drop this game, panic, or they've proven they can win in Carolina to you?
You know what? If they drop this game, that would be panic for me, especially as a New York Rangers fan. I don't know if this team will panic as much, but you look at the power play and how strong they were on the power play on their own ice versus in Carolina. In Carolina, they haven't been able to convert on that power play. On their home ice, they were 4-9 on the power play in game 1 and game 2. So I'm expecting the special teams to come to play. If Carolina's defense is able to stop that power play of the New York Rangers, it would start to be a little bit of panic here for me as the team, as a better a little bit as well, because we look at Frederik Andersen. He's had those weaker games. We know Frederik Andersen is a hotter goalie. So Frederik Andersen gets hot and Igor continues to struggle out here, and Carolina picks up a win tonight. I tell you, Kevin, I will be panicking, and I think we'll see a huge adjustment on the books with who they think is a favorite to win the Stanley Cup. Again, we know Carolina moved so far down. If they beat the Rangers tonight, they probably will be the first in line to win the Stanley Cup again by the books.
Carolina right now sits at 18-1, and I couldn't agree more. A win tonight would cut that in half at least, possibly more, because Carolina would be favored in a game 6, and we've seen them. I get it. Like I say, the Rangers are favored, barely, right? Some spots it's pick. Heck, you probably find a book out there that has Carolina as the favorite. So that's the ice tonight. We'll get to the diamond next right here with Joe Madden on SportsGrid.
Whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer, too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors. But Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for, so I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid.
All right, we're back with you right here. Game time decision. I made one. Max Strus over 7.5 rebounds plus assists, minus 136. I will tell people this, and again, I like to be as honest as possible. Look behind the curtain, whatever you'd like, right? And seeing this number, I wanted it to be my biggest bet of the NBA postseason so far. Max Strus is in 17 games without Donovan Mitchell, regular season. He has hit that number in 13 of 17. Outrageous hit rate. In 5 regular season games without Jared Allen, he's hit that in 4 out of the 5. And in the one game that you had both Jared Allen and Donovan Mitchell out that Strus played in the regular season, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. He doubled the prop. I didn't do that because, personally, I didn't need to do that. I didn't expect to be on Max Strus today. I'm going to play this solidly, but I just to kind of let people know where I'm at. But this is a number trend-wise, right? Volume-wise. Max Strus, 7.5 rebounds plus assists. And this is kind of what happens when a superstar like Donovan Mitchell's out. What do? Okay, we got to adjust Garland. We got to adjust Mobley. And then Max Strus is playing 40 minutes a game. If it's close, you get some value on. So I like Max Strus here. What I will do, and I want to see if these get posted. It's not up now. If they start to pepper in all assist rebound markets for Strus, 10 plus, 12 plus, and I'll start to have some fun with that. Okay, but 7.5 at minus 136 is the number there. Max Strus over rebounds plus assists. Let's get to the diamond. Joe Madden with us here on SportsGrid. Joe, a lot of great games Major League Baseball-wise for us to dive into here. And I know that my rambling did cost us the start of 2 of them, which would be Tigers-Marlins and Orioles-Jays. Are you involved in either of those 2 games?
Yeah, I'm sitting here sweating out the Nerfy between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Baltimore Orioles. And I do think, fingers crossed, 2 outs right now for Barrios for the Toronto Blue Jays. We are the bottom of the first. So it looks like that Nerfy's going to hit at minus 125. I do have the Orioles team total, though, over 5.5. No, it is 4.5 runs. That's coming in at plus 102. I'm expecting them to hit the Toronto Blue Jays at some point in this game. Barrios got absolutely lit up in his last game out, and I do think he gives up a couple earned runs, and I still don't trust the bullpens here. And we know the Orioles can put those runs on the board. So just action in that one for me, Kevin.
All right, no doubt about it. Let's keep moving here, though, as this Mets-Phillies game is one I'm excited for, Joe. My favorite bet on the baseball board is an over in this game at 7.5. What are you betting for Mets-Phils?
I love the over that you're looking at here, and I do think it goes over that total. 7.5 is just too low for me. And I'm going to look at the Phillies. These 2 teams play each other so tough. And when I break down these teams, I really do trust the Phillies offensively more. And I think Sanchez can come out and have a strong day at the mound. He's sitting here 2-3 on the season with a 3.22 ERA. Manea getting the start for the Mets. His ERA sitting pretty similar at 3.31, but I just don't trust the Mets offense as much as I do the Phillies. I really do think 5-4 style game, though. Tight one here, Kevin.
Yeah, understandable, no doubt. Manaea Sanchez, it should be a fun game there at Citi Field. We've got a late-night Royals situation here. Really interesting spot. Excited to hear your breakdown. Kirby Singer. Kirby is supposed to be a great pitcher to go with Castillo and, really round out that Mariners rotation there. But we've got a spot where he's not had a great season. And Singer has. He's been better than Reagans, who's supposed to be that Royals ace. How are you going to play this one?
I just can't trust George Kirby here. I really do think Brady Singer is going to come out stronger than him. And the Kansas City Royals have been surprising for me this season. Their ability to get those runs on the board, sitting 10-9 on the road so far. And I just think there's great plus money with the Royals at that plus 130 mark. They have the ability to bring home their runners on base as well, something that we've seen the Seattle Mariners be able to struggle with. So I do think it's the Kansas City Royals for me. Kirby, he just doesn't instill that faith right now. He's 3-3 with a 4.15 ERA. Now, he's been able to get those strikeouts, recording 45 strikeouts in just over 43 innings. So if you're looking to play him in some way, I do think he gets the strikeouts on the Royals. But I think at the end of the day, the plus money on the Royals is where I have to go, Kevin.
All right, little plus money action there. Logan Gilbert was the name I couldn't come up with off the top of my head. Joe, what about A's Stros? We always talk about this Astros team and their shortcomings this season. By the way, Nerfy, Baltimore, Toronto, love to see that. But what do you see here with Oakland and Houston?
I want to take the Oakland A's straight up on the money line, get that beautiful plus money with Ross Stripling getting the start, but I don't know how much I can trust him. 1-6 with a 5.14 ERA. Arigati, though, on the other hand, his ERA is so high. It's over 8. One thing he's been able to do strong is get those strikeouts on the board. I think you look at his strikeouts in this one today, over 5.5 strikeouts. That's coming in at -140. I wrote him in the last game and ulted his number. I couldn't find an ult number I was comfortable with in this one, Kevin. So I'm going to lay the juice there, expecting those strikeouts to come. But no matter what happens in this game, I'm expecting this one to just fly over that total. I think 8.5 is light. Both of these pitchers have had their struggles. And we know both of these teams at points can get those runs up on the board. So give me the over 8.5 in this one. And then I will take Arigati over his 5.5 strikeouts.
And then, Joe, what about the Dodgers-Giants here? Yamamoto gets the ball as the Dodgers try and bounce back a little bit against this Giants team after the Padres loss.
Give me another over, Kevin. I really do think with this powerful lineup here of the LA Dodgers, I just can't take an under 7.5 between these two teams. I'm really looking at what the Giants have been able to do versus the Dodgers in the past. And I do think this Giants team will be able to get the runs too. They'll be able to do their share. So another game, I'm looking 5-4 again, style game here with the Dodgers getting the majority of the runs.
All right, a little juice there from the Dodgers. I will say I was talking with someone earlier today about how the Dodgers, I really like the spot. I think Yamamoto has been awesome, but I don't know, like Hicks has been good. I was expecting a better number on the Dodgers than I was getting. It looks like everybody maybe was kind of thinking the same thing. So perhaps go with that over there. Fade Hicks in a different capacity. Joe, appreciate the breakdowns. As always, best of luck with the NHL and the baseball picks tonight.
Best of luck out there, everyone. Thank you, Kevin.
All right, great stuff there from Joe Madden. We'll come back. We're going to keep it NBA style. But the lottery, the Hawks stunningly win the NBA lottery. What does it mean for the future of the NBA? More than you think. We'll get to that next.
Missed call the entire game, whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer, too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I look, I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors. But Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for, so I don't like the pettiness. I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid.
Back in the mix with you, it is Game Time Decisions. We are live on a Monday night with big news in the NBA that Donovan Mitchell, the Cavs superstar, is out tonight. At the top of the hour, we will reset that matchup, go through all of your updated lines, and get in the mix with some action we already have. We will get a little bit more involved in just a couple of moments, but I have to pick up the pieces from yesterday's NBA lottery. It couldn't have been better. The thoughts from so many going into the lottery is it couldn't matter less. They don't know the names. They don't care about the teams. And then all of a sudden we get an absolute stunner. Here are where the percentages stood pre-lottery to get the first overall pick. Sorry, Pistons fans, shield your eyes. For the second year in a row, that team drops all the way down to the 5th slot. But it was the Atlanta Hawks who were down here, 3%. That's all they needed to climb up to get the first overall selection. And again, you might think to yourself, why does this matter? Come on, I'm over Trae Young. I'm over the Hawks. And they're not that good. Okay, they draft Alex Sarr, Donovan Clingan, Stephen Castle. It's not going to move the needle. It's because the way the draft broke yesterday, it feels that a deal getting done between the Atlanta Hawks and the San Antonio Spurs is going to be easy. I mean, nothing's ever easy, I know. Negotiations, they take as much time as possible, but boy, do the Hawks and the Spurs have all the time in the world. And the Hawks have even more incentive to trade Trae Young to San Antonio. Now, again, this stuff matters because it always matters when we have an NBA draft. SportsGrid knocks out the NBA draft coverage year in, year out, and we will do so again. I can promise you that. We will be in the mix. We will be involved. But if Trae Young lands in San Antonio, he now slots into his appropriate role as the second best player on a team that wants to try and contend behind Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama will be a top 15 player heading into the league next year at minimum. He achieved that status by the end of his rookie season. And Vic didn't have a real point guard. He will now potentially end up with one of the best passers in basketball leading the charge, who will also demand more attention as a scorer than anyone on that roster can currently dream of. Which means Wemby, who will be taking a natural leap in his sophomore year anyway, will now hit a multiplier on that leap because we have Trae Young possibly going to San Antonio. I was talking with some folks yesterday about MVP odds for next season after Nikola Jokic won his third in 4 years. Victor Wembanyama's MVP odds are something that I will be waiting for. I know it will be difficult to win it in year 2. Value-wise, though, if it's there, 35-1 or better, I'll be excited about it. I'll be in the mix. There is a chance that they short those numbers because they know better, but it is a huge swing that the Hawks could easily make moves with. By the way, this is the Spurs pick, and so is this. This is it says it right there. To San Antonio. Tough scene for the Raptors. They had to get Jakob Poeltl. It's all good. This Messiah Ujiri. Oh, yeah, I know what I'm seeing here. Let's throw up, if we can, the number one overall odds, because this is really important. And people are really uncertain on this class. Sarr is, from overseas, of course, a favorite to go, but varying prices here. As always, we know these things can flip and can change. Donovan Clingan's name is going to be mixed around a little bit as well. What I think you'll see here, and again, I think you have time. I really believe you have time to jump off. But you kind of have, and look, this stuff is also close here. This, to me, I know it looks a little two-man racy, but it's not. I look, okay, sure. Steph Castle's probably not going to go 1, right? Rob Dillingham, probably not going to go 1. Could a team fall in love with Reed Shepherd that much? Again, I don't really believe so. But what we have is a draft that a lot of people believe at the moment, having the second pick, right? And having the 8th, you just have to get the decision right. Having 1 could be a separator if you seemingly are a believer in Sarr, which should give him a race here. But this is the thing. If you're not, then anybody basically comes in to the fold. And what if the Hawks don't do what I said and send out Trae Young, but send out the first pick and try and bring a star in to play with Trae. Well, that then blows this whole thing up, and we won't even know who will be picking first for quite some time. The lottery will unfold. So will the NBA playoffs. We'll break those down next.
Missed call the entire game, whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer, too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I look, I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors. But Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness. And I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships.
Mm-hmm.
So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid.
Live there right here on SportsGrid. Game Time Decisions, Kevin Walsh. Love to have you. You can see it in my face. We're still figuring some things out. We are going to talk a little bit of some of the NFL news that broke, of not just Jared Goff's contract, but we also have been unveiling some of Week 1. We were today planning out, we're going to have a special for people over Memorial Day weekend. Some of those Week 1 lines, just to get some football conversation going, because I know people are excited about it. We'll do it a little bit here, Game Time Decisions as well, don't worry. But what we have is Celtics Cavs, and I want to lock in there. But before I do that, let me just quickly rip through this baseball card at least one last time. I'll try and do it again, but just before anything tips and before I get lost. Mets Phillies over the 7.5 play of the day. All right, we've got ourselves the money line on Milwaukee, Texas. Who else do we have here? St. Louis, and then the live number right now in the Miami Marlins. All right, I did that little up to deal with Miami, so let's see if they can score first. Get out of there with a little plus money on the Miami Marlins. All right, that's how we're rolling with the baseball. NBA-wise, what's already in? The money line on the Cavs at plus 295. All bets were placed before Donovan Mitchell was out. I don't know if I placed the bet. I'd probably just take the points. I'm tempted to take them now. I'm thinking about going a different way. I'll explain in a moment. I also have a Jason Tatum 3-point ladder. 4+, plus 195, 5+, plus 440. Just quickly on the Tatum thing, and truly one of my favorite things I've seen in quite some time, just because it's so interesting to me. And I know how this goes. He'll hit 3 tonight. I know. It is what it is. Tatum, all 8 playoff games under his 3-point prop. In the regular season, Tatum's longest stretch of games without making at least 3 threes was 3 total games. He has gone 8 consecutive now in these playoffs. Going back to last postseason, it's 11 straight playoff games without 3+ made threes. It's stunning for a guy whose prop is always 2.5, sometimes 3.5. And to emphasize that, the longest run that Tatum had in the regular season without 4 made threes was 8. So we've matched that here. I took Tatum for 4. I took Tatum for 5. At some point, he can absolutely go off from beyond the arc. And we started to see some extra volume, right, from Jason Tatum last game with 8. Some of your updated numbers, because I thought it was important to run through these for people here, and specifically on the Cleveland side. Darius Garland, 20.5 points, is now the leader for the Cavs there. Mobley, 17.5, as well as Karis LeVert. A lot of juice there for Karis LeVert, which does remind me, did we even get a confirmation on the starting lineup here out of Cleveland? We did, and it is LeVert, understandably, in that starting slot. Okoro, 9.5, Merrill, 6.5, Dean Wade, 5.5, Max Strus, 12.5. Max Strus is who I've taken action on. Rebounds and assists, that number is at 7.5, minus 136. Some 8.5s appearing. I was hoping to see some alts in the market. Those were not posted. I thought about really attacking this number, right? Lighting it up and seeing what we could do here. But I've opted to play it normal, call it, right? Straight normal unit, if you will, for this Max Strus number. But in 17 regular season without Donovan Mitchell, he hit this in 13 of those. And in 4 regular season games without Jared Allen, he hit this in 5 without Jared Allen, hit it in 4 out of the 5. The playoff numbers can be wonky, but again, Jared Allen, while he's missed a couple of games, this is the first game Donovan Mitchell missed. 1 regular season game for Max Strus without Jared Allen and Donovan Mitchell. He had a double-double with 11 rebounds and 6 assists. If you want to know why I'm interested in some alts here. This game just came off of the board. Jason Tatum closed as the favorite at minus 110 to lead the game in scoring. That's a nice look. Because if Garland goes off, hat tip, it'd be a little surprising. It would be. The market I was hoping to get involved with, and let me just say this, okay? I know I defend the NBA. It is a disgrace how impossible it is to know when the games are going to tip. Because the game it says 7 p.m., you expect it to be 7:10. The books write 7:10, and it'll tip at 7:05, or it'll tip at 7:15, and our wires are crossed every time. It's ridiculous. It is what it is. The market that I was thinking about getting involved with, and I'm assuming it's just completely gone now, was the Celtics at plus 500 to get down 10 and still win the game. Because if Cleveland can just come out hot, who are up 3-0, by the way, right away, and then it's just a Boston money line you're holding, and you'll take that, right? Strus, by the way, 1 rebound, 1 made 3. Shout out to the boy. He could have himself a nice night here, like what we're seeing from the Cavs. I might as well reset the deck NBA picks-wise, and then we'll get into some of your NFL. But I also have not been able to talk at all about the Pacers and the Knicks. Dave Sharapan will be here in about 20 minutes, so we'll talk to Consig about some of those updated numbers. But let's just get your Mavs Thunders picks on the board here. I'm on Luka Doncic. He's my favorite bet tonight over the 18.5 rebounds plus assists. So many rebound opportunities, so many assist opportunities out there. The assist number bounces back. The rebound number, I think, continues to shine. And I really like Luka's 18.5 rebounds and assists. The juice I was on minus 125 when I play that number, varying a little bit from book to book. Maybe you can do a little bit better. Maybe you can do a little bit worse. And then, of course, we've got our triple-double look there at plus 310 is the number that I played. I wrote plus 320. It was 320. It dropped down a little bit to plus 300. It's back up to plus 310. Here's the deal. Plus 300 was the number I wanted to see to play this. It is the first time all playoffs we've seen a 3 be the first number. 260 was the prior highest number that we saw for a Luka triple-double. So I was really excited to get this number at plus 310. And Luka had a triple-double we saw against the LA Clippers. Of course, I mentioned that the reason I'm on the rebounds plus assists, a triple-double is absolutely in line. The only other thing I did for this game was a pairing of Jalen Williams and Kyrie Irving. And this is something that I kind of wanted to do last game. I had picks on Kyrie and Jalen Williams in some different markets, and it didn't get there. Kyrie started too slow. Jalen Williams, again, it was only a short bit of time, but he missed maybe 3 to 4 minutes of game action due to looking like he rolled an ankle. He did get back out there. But specifically, I think Kyrie can really help climb through this number. But I don't want to leave Jalen Williams out of this. I'm interested in both guys, so I wanted to combine both of them. Jalen Williams finally found efficiency last game. If we get back to the Game 1 and Game 2 volume, 25-plus is on the board for him. I think Kyrie tonight can get to 30 as well. So I have 44-plus points at even money. I've got 50-plus points at plus 210 and then 56-plus points at plus 425. I used the juice as the benchmarker there for that little ladder more than the numbers. Again, 44, right? So call it, if I get 25 out of Kyrie, I need 17 for J-Dub. I feel good about that. If I get 30 for Kyrie, I need 20 out of J-Dub. Feel good about that. If I get 35 out of Kyrie, I need 21 out of J-Dub. Again, these are all things that I'm good with. I know there's other ways I can play it, but it could be reversed. Because if Jalen Williams gets to 30, which I think he could, we're going to rock and roll the whole way. Let me just do, and I'll do this quickly. And again, I'm, of course, here tomorrow with you guys, so we have all the time in the world to break down Knicks Pacers. I want to get to the NFL stuff next. So I just want to quickly look at where these series sit, and it's really incredible how this worked out as someone who set the table for both teams down 2-0 to have their comebacks with the Indiana Pacers and the Denver Nuggets. And they're both favorites now, actually, to win those series. And again, we're always honest here. I feel a bit foolish to have set the table as much as I did without actually playing them, right? They never lie. I could come on here and be like, see, told everybody. I didn't bet anything, right? So what does it matter? Great for everybody who did. Happy for you. But there's also an odd thing working, and I do wonder if there's a piece of my brain that is coping with the fact that I didn't make those bets. But I do feel that things have gone a little far, specifically with Pacers-Knicks. Take the pulse of that fan base. If you know a Knicks fan, ask them what they think. The Knicks fans who are ready to go on the run of their lives have completely lost hope. It does sound like we have a Knicks buy low spot. Is it Game 5? Is it the series? Is it in 7? It's possible. Break that down. But we go to the NFL next here on Monday.
Whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer, too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I look, I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors. But Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for, so I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid.
Live with you right here on SportsGrid. I'm Kevin Walsh. It is a Monday night. They took a rebound away from Max Strus. I don't love that. In exchange for a rebound, I ended up with a college baseball pick. Figure that out. Stanford. -108 money line. Do with that what you will. All right? But I could tell there was excitement. I had to respect the excitement. I had to reciprocate the excitement. The NFL never lacks excitement. And we were given the first game of the year. Chiefs-Ravens, 2.5. Total 46.5. Thursday night. And first of all, excellent choice. Last year, Lions fans were furious as I felt that they shouldn't have been given the spot of the opening game. I know the Lions won that game. It was an ugly one. Kadarius Toney can't catch. But it was 7.5, 8-point line. I want something like this, and this is what we get. And it's very interesting because Kansas City is a team, of course, people love to bet. At home, underneath a field goal. The Ravens, though, we know, great dog, under Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh. And that's what we have here on our hands. We don't know if Rashee Rice will play. And to me, the big thing with this game, and all I could think about, is Hollywood Brown. It really is one of those things that feels swept under the rug with the Kansas City Chiefs, with the NFL as a whole, and the offseason, and things that we saw play out for a lot of player movement, as always. Rashee Rice is in the news for only bad reasons. And missing this game would be a favorite, is the best way we can label that, right? Missing a few would be a favorite. Xavier Worthy grabs a lot of headlines because he's the fastest player in NFL history, at least through the combine. And the Bills are the team that allowed the Chiefs to come up and draft him. But just sitting there is Hollywood Brown. First-round pedigree. Number one wideout in Baltimore for a few years. Number one wideout when he was in Arizona. Now, the numbers weren't incredible. Only one 1,000-yard season to his name, a career-high 8 touchdowns. You want to make a bet he bowls through both of those numbers? I'm interested. I'm very interested. Hollywood Brown will be 27 by the time this season starts. I wish there were props available. There are not. Again, more and more numbers season-long will trickle out. Right now, we're dealing with rookies. But there are certain things that I already know I'm going to be interested in, and one of them is Hollywood Brown. But be ready to place any Hollywood Brown wagers early because, as I mentioned, he is currently a bit forgotten, it feels. That won't be the case by the time we get to Chiefs-Ravens. Rashee Rice is suspended, and everybody's talking revenge angles. Hollywood Brown he'll be behind Kelsey, Pacheco, Derrick Henry. Oh, my gosh, we get Derrick Henry anytime touchdown score numbers. I mean, Hollywood Brown or Mark Andrews to score the touchdown on opening night. Hollywood will have probably top 5 odds for a touch. I'll be interested. We got also the Browns are going to play the Cowboys, and it's going to be the first Tom Brady game in the booth. Okay. All right. I don't really care. I really do think Brady would actually be far more useful as a studio analyst than a play-by-play guy. But people got wrapped up in the Romo stuff, so then the play-by-play got overvalued. I think people are missing when you think about inside the NBA, which, side note, probably coming to an end. NBC, TNT moving, TV rights, all that stuff. But being able to put Brady in studio, I thought people would have been a little bit more drawn. Having a premier NFL halftime show, pregame show, right, on a network of that size, it makes sense. But really, I mean, the premier NFL pregame show. Pro Football Today. Kevin Walsh, right side, Joe Lisi. Lastly, Jared Goff got paid. The NFC North is what a fascinating division. Because seemingly every single team has their quarterback now for the foreseeable future. Packers have their guy in Jordan Love. Bears obviously believe they have their man in Caleb Williams. And the Vikings just spent the 10th overall pick on J.J. McCarthy. The old man of the bunch is Jared Goff. It is interesting, though, and teams don't operate this way. But Jared Goff, when he went to Detroit, was almost a sure if you want him, you can have him. Because the Rams were trading for the upgrade of Matthew Stafford. And by the way, the Rams won a Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford, and Stafford is still incredible. And I would still say better than Goff. Valuable, you want to do age and things like that, okay, it doesn't matter. Rams are very, very happy with that trade. Rams won that trade. They won a Super Bowl. Let's not be silly. But if you're the Lions and all that belief in Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson passed on some head coaching jobs this offseason. We'll see if he passes twice. That'll be next offseason, though. Are you sure that if you're the Lions, you'll be able to maximize this all by continuing to pay Goff near top of the market money? Not top of the market money, but a big-time deal. Goff got more than a lot of people projected. It's not a shot at the Lions. It's not a shot at Goff. But it's a league where it's player plus contract, right? Is the player worth the contract? Because if the most valuable thing of many still believe is having that rookie contracted quarterback, well, the Lions are now looking around, and Jordan Love's eventually going to get paid, right? But you've got rookie contract Chicago, rookie contract Minnesota, and a lot of juice around those teams. And things change quickly in the NFL. And would you be surprised if at some point during that Goff contract, a team currently favored to win the NFC North and the Detroit Lions has the longest odds to win the NFC North? I wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. We're going to get you an update over here as Boston has rolled right back into the lead against the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're live with you. It's Game Time Decisions.
Missed call the entire game, whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer, too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I look, I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors, but Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for, so I don't like the pettiness. And I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships.
Mm-hmm.
So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid.
Back with you right here, Sports Grid, Game Time decisions. And we've got ourselves a 21-13 lead for Boston. It was 21-10, so the first double-digit lead of the game. No surprise, goes Boston's way. Evan Mobley just banged a 3. 7 for Tatum early. He hit one from beyond the arc. That's 1. We'll see how many we get. Let's see. Nerfy in Toronto, Baltimore, still scoreless. Nerfy in Detroit, Miami, but now it's 3-0 Detroit. Tampa comes out, jumps all over Boston. I thought that team was interesting today, right? Cutter Crawford, we saw him blown up a little bit against the Cubs, and I was on the Red Sox that day. I thought about coming to the Rays today. I wish I did, but we'll see if Eflin can hold it. That game could have some juice. No runs first inning now as well in Mets-Phils. The one hit did come for Bryce Harper. A little 2-out single there, but nothing doing on that right now. 3 up, 3 down for the New York Mets. Braves-Cubs is just here into the top of the first. Actually, I'm glad kind of stop on this game for a minute here. Interesting game. Look, I know Ronaldo Lopez is not going to be priced as a superstar, but I think Shota Minaga was today. The Atlanta Braves at home off of a loss. 13-4 home record, Atlanta Braves. Underneath -140 on your money line. Again, this is a Braves team. I know pitching matchups matter. We're able to get themselves over -140 in LA against the Dodgers. Underneath that number at home today against Imanaga. And this is probably a good time to have a conversation as well a little bit, right? We did a little reset, re-rack on that NL Cy Young. You take that into the NL Rookie of the Year. Skeens comes up, right? And I'm sure a few people threw some money down on Paul Skeens in that NL Rookie of the Year market. That number, I believe, before the debut, maybe 18, 17-1. It's sitting 20-1 right now. Here's the issue for Skeens. He's chasing Shoto Imanaga, who right now has top 5 odds to win NL Cy Young. And in between that, tonight is Yamamoto, who will go for the Dodgers, who looks like he is starting to figure it out. And the Dodgers, and we talked with Joe, she's thinking maybe play an over in the game, which I think is a little bit interesting. I'm interested in the Dodgers. I thought I'd get a better price. I guess foolish out of me. Run lines -132. I mean, it's just for a 7.5 game. I can't get there. I can't get there on the Dodgers prices, but I like the Dodgers. But that's just how it goes, right? Like, you like a favorite. Okay, so fine. But if Yamamoto goes out there, gives you another great one, went 8 innings, right, with his pedigree, and he has a bit more of it than Imanaga, how does that start to move? How does that market start to move? NL Cy Young, NL Rookie of the Year. Because, again, we talk about the NL Cy Young market, and, Zach Wheeler, who found himself as the new favorite with the injury to Spencer Strider, who's having a great season, no doubt about it, Zach Wheeler, right? But just got banged up a little bit in the matchup with the Miami Marlins. His numbers come back. Glass now +460. I think some of that's the power of being on the Dodgers. He's been very good. Strikeout numbers are great. Cease is looking good for the Padres. He's 7-1. Then you got 9-1 Ranger Suarez, 9-1 Shota Minaga, rightfully so. Those are the guys that we kind of highlighted, right? When we talked about if the season ended today, and this was about 2 weeks ago, who would be the favorites or who would win it? Suarez or Imanaga. So they're starting to get a little bit of more of respect on their names so far in that market. Cubs, though, they do end up going not 3 up, 3 down. Seiya Suzuki singled, but Ronaldo Lopez did work out of any trouble there. Leadoff man gets on for the Phils, so hopefully that wakes up. Baltimore gets on the board here. By the way, Adley Rutschman puts one out. Gunnar Henderson, for those that were with us on our MLB Future show, the over for his RBI, some of that predicated on him batting third, which was the projection. And then opening day comes and he bats leadoff, and he's batted leadoff every single game. And he has 27 RBI, 12 home runs. Look, I know butterfly effect. I can't say everything would be the same if he was batting third, but if it was, he'd be pushing for the league lead in RBIs right now. Gunnar Henderson is an absolute rock star at the dish for the Baltimore Orioles, and he bats in front of another one, Adley Rutschman, who just went deep. Wow, juice right now in Boston, Cleveland. Tatum's up to 12. Should have just been rocking and rolling with those first quarter points, huh? Shoulda, woulda, coulda. How about an update on the ice quickly before we hit this break here? Rangers, Canes. Are we scoreless? We sure are. That total's going to be dropping. 4.5. Anybody biting? Anybody biting? We'll break it down next, live with you on SportsGrid.
Every missed call, the entire game, whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I look, I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors, but Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid.
All right, we're back right here, Game Time Decisions. I mean, can we get a two-out base knock? Can we get a two-out base knock or what? I mean, come on now, Dave. Get in here, Dave Sarapana, conseg. Look at him go. Dave, happy to have you. Look, man, first of all, I just got to shout out the consig. Showed up on both weekends, Saturday and Sunday, made it happen, and then he pulls up old school Cavs. I mean, it looks good. Looks good. He looks ready to roll. I love it.
Nobody's representing the Cavs. This morning the line was 8.5. All of a sudden the Mitchell news comes out.
Yeah, sure it does.
I'm getting the buzz. Hey, how do you feel if you took 9? You don't feel good, that's for sure. You thought you were stealing when you took 9 and the line was 8 or 8.5. Yeah, not so good. Game closed 12, some places 11.5. I saw some books this afternoon had to go to 12.5 to get the Cavs money. So, sometimes when you get those injury alerts, things happen in the book. I have completely pivoted because I'll be on with Ranieri later. You know who the main man producer for that show is. He's a Celtics guy. He's not going to be happy with this change of course. I was all decked out in the ML car Celtics stuff. They can't lose. But I figured I'm going to have to switch, pivot, root for the cover. You don't think there's any chance the Celtics lose tonight, do you?
So I had a Cavs money line bet before the Mitchell news.
Oh, you did not.
It is what it is.
No. Okay.
I'll be honest with you, Dave. That didn't bother me that much. I don't know what it is.
Really?
I think. Can I tell you guys something? And again, I think betting bigger plus money might be very good for my own mental health.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm still researching But it seems, but because now I feel like there's a less of an expectation to win myself, right?
Yeah.
I don't find myself tense. So it is what it is. I bet plus 295. It's not my fault that Donovan Mitchell all of a sudden couldn't play. I did nothing wrong. It is what it is.
This sounds like the next iteration of this path of journey of whatever K-Dub is on. You sound like a risk guy. You sound like you're ready for the risk room. I mean, at any point, because that, I mean, they still got to play the game kind of attitude is exactly, I think, would lend people who are watching the show and are getting into betting. It's a much better mindset, Kevin. That is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I very much do agree, though. I think that the mindset stuff all does matter. Where do I want to go? I was saying
There's
this.
so
The Phillies
much.
did get one on the board. Oh, we'll do the MLB play of the day.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
Dave
I was going to
is-
start with that. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Off the schneid.
So, listen. Can we get two? Can we get two?
What is it?
That's the
What
question.
is it? You got me on the edge of my seat.
Mets Phils over the 7.5. We've got one on the board.
I like this. Okay.
So, going out here trying to get some runs. It's where the eyes were drawn. We did go single, double, out. So would have been nice to see more than one.
That's fine.
But beggars can't be choosers.
Right.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Was this Christopher, our guy? Was he influenced you on this one? Did our Mets guy? Was
No.
this Christopher?
He's out right now with a sombrero on somewhere. Hopefully making only good decisions. He's hopefully making good time decisions. Let's hope. Let's
game
hope,
time
man.
decisions.
Let's hope.
Good decisions, game time decisions.
Hopefully. Let's hope.
Different kind of hat, too. I
Here's
like it. Okay.
way different kind of hat. Here's what I would tell you, Dave, because I don't know if I've given you all the depth of the play of the day. It is jarring how many of the winners come in the first inning.
Oh.
It is very surprising.
Yeah.
How often that, because a lot of times if I don't win my bet, like if it's a prop and it doesn't happen in the first inning, I go, all right, well, back at it tomorrow. Like, I got 4 more ABs. No, I don't. I've got one.
The first inning is determining your win and lose more often than not?
It's jarring. We're talking 40% of, maybe 50%
Really?
of the wins are just happening in the first. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It might be higher. When you consider, like, the props, right? They just take out, because, like, a 7.5, that can't be determined in the first. Maybe I shouldn't be betting it then. I'm not even giving myself a real shake. That's what I'm starting to try and figure out here. What do you mean, Dave? I mean, it's the only way these things. It's the only way these things are happening for me. I'm trying to read it.
The pitching props even too?
I don't do pitching props really.
Oh, you're just off.
That's
okay. That makes sense. No,
Nah,
that's
the pitching props thing is I don't know if I've mentioned this since I've started doing the Game Time show. 2 MLB seasons ago, I took the journey into becoming a K prop guy.
Yeah.
And it is the most tried and true system I had ever found in betting a singular market.
Okay.
And I wasn't breaking the planet, right? I had the number fire projections, the Fangraph projections.
Okay.
Weighed them against each other, created a number, created juice, balanced it off recent performances, balanced it off the other team's strikeout rates.
Okay.
And I posted every single one of those on Twitter, and those were going at 60%. And that's not, that's not usually that, but that was something that I had a lot of fun doing, and it was way different. And I don't know what happened, but Fangraph stopped posting daily projections. I've emailed them a dozen times, and they won't get back to me. I'll pay for the projections. I liked that they were free markets so others could do that, right? But they're not there. And basically it works so well, Dave, I refuse to do it without. Because now
Fair.
I'm cheating myself, and I'm cheating
Well,
people.
no, listen. One, I like the process, too. I got a guy. I didn't know that you needed that done. But we'll reach out. Let's see if we can get you those numbers. Yeah, that's not a bad thing. I mean, it's a shame because if you had that much success, it's hard to find something to dive into consistently like that on a regular basis. That's good to know.
Yeah.
that, tell everybody all the time, get a process, find out what works for you. Some, you got to change it. You got to pivot. You digging your heels in the ground and not trying to do it a different way is tremendous. Don't try to do it. You can try, but if it's not as consistent, why would you? Find something else. So are you on to something like that you like particularly with the offense? Are you on like total bases? Are you on hits? I know Dinger Tuesdays is like, what are you looking at?
Well, so now, I mean, I think look, part of it varies, one, right? But two, it's also I'm doing one of the reasons I always want to do the baseball because I don't want to do out of sight, out of mind, right? I'm an NBA guy, and I don't want to go. And usually around this time of year, but listen, man, did the Yanks win? Cool. I'll talk to you in July. Like, leave me alone, right?
Wow.
But I don't want to do that. I want to be in the mix with the people.
Right.
So one thing I'll tell people this I've been doing now. So this is the third day. Every single game, I pick every money line on a quick scan, and then I do a more heavier look into it, and we start to eliminate.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And then, so these are the 4 today, right? So over the weekend, it was a little 6 and 4. Nothing crazy. 10 at 5 each day. Today, just 4. More favorites than I wanted, Dave. More favorites than I wanted, but favorites win too. Favorites win too.
Absolutely. Hey, you got the Marlins yesterday against Wheeler. I mean, that one was worth 2.
We
took a walk.
I ended up not playing that.
Oh, you talked me into it. I was so excited.
I know. Listen, I'll tell you this. I know how to do that. You should. And we're doing a March Madness. This guy, coach, I'm telling you, I paid for a couple semesters of tuition, it seemed like, quite frankly, without being able to put anything in my back pocket. I don't know what was going on there. The Metsies are up. That's a J.D. Martinez double. I don't know, Dave. We might run it back the other way. Consig goes nowhere. We need a hockey update next.
Missed call the entire game, whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer, too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I look, I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors. But Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for, so I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships.
Mm-hmm.
So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid.
All right, back with you right here. It's Game Time Decisions. Kevin Walsh alongside Dave Sharapan on a Monday night. Mets got a chance to bust it open here in the bottom of the second, so we've got all eyes on that. Boston tied it against Tampa, which immediately makes me feel good about having no juice on that Rays team there. Eflin was concerning on the road. A little update live Boston-Cleveland before we get over. We'll hit the end of the first period in a moment with the Rangers and the Canes. 48-37, Boston leads. By the way, all the juice in the world, Dave, we've seen this a million times, right? Totals, open till 208. People bet under. Go to 206. Donovan's out. Go to 203.5. All the 208 bettors like, oh, my gosh. And guess what? Now that the star's out, yeah, apparently this is free-flowing all-star game style here, and this game has plenty of juice in it right now, and the live totals jumped up quite a bit, 223.5.
Hello. Yeah. Well, again,
you seen that?
How many times you see it, it goes one way or the other, and more often than not, it zags when you think it's going to zig. It's almost on a regular. It's crazy how that happens.
It's true.
But they're hanging. Around the number anyway. I just didn't think there's a chance in hell that Cleveland would actually win tonight. Didn't think it before. With the Mitchell news, thought it even more so. Good luck with the number. It's going to fall, 15? Somewhere in that neighborhood. It's going to fall 12, 11, 12, 13, or 14. They're going to win by double digits. But what's going to happen, K-Dub, is that all the originators at 8.5 or the people that had the info, they're going to win. And everybody that laid the late number at 12 or 12.5, it's going to fall in the middle. It's a perfect scenario.
Yeah.
See it too many times.
Well, we even see with the NFL, though, right? Like when all of a sudden a quarterback will be out. Like this game landing 5, and the people who beat the number by 4.5 being like, what was I supposed to do? Like I'm sorry. What do you, and that's occasionally how these things go. I think, again, the one thing here for Cleveland is like having 37 on the board early into the second quarter is all you need, right? It's the defense. It's the same thing that burned them in game 1. This cannot look like this defensively. You're completely drawing dead then. That's where the issues start to come in. And that's where the issues are coming in right now for Cleveland, as there's a delay in this game that feels at least a decade long. Let's do Rangers-Canes here. What do I see quickly? I see scoreless.
Yes.
I know there was a power play. I don't know if it carries in to the second period. 10 saves, Igor. 9 saves for Anderson. Live lines right now, -125 Rangers. 4.5 plus 126 total to the over. That -125 tells me there's still some time left on that power play, right?
Yes. Let me confirm that. Yes. Time left on the power play. Listen, this game is an under. Was an under before the game. It's an under now. I don't know if it's an under 4.5. You start to get in that nervous range where it could fall 5.
2-2.
But I'm watching this game, and space is really hard to come by. Shots on goal, 10 for Carolina, 7 for the Rangers. Series has been so close. It's really hard to pick a side. The number told you that story this morning. Some books had -108 up top on the Hurricanes. Other ones had the Rangers -108. I mean, they were just flipping it back and forth, cranking up the juice. Under 5.5 pregame was what I liked the most. I don't think it's over. Like, there's people that were saying, well, the Rangers just going to come home and win this thing. If the Canes win today, they get to go home and win Game 6. We're going to have a Game 7 in this if the Canes win today.
I don't know. I sometimes zag too much. I admit this. But there was a part of me that felt Canes today, Rangers 6, right?
Right.
Rangers won in Carolina.
Yeah.
They nearly swept.
Yes.
Right? They nearly swept. Nothing's been easy in this series is what stood out to me. Nothing's been easy. And go ahead, Dave.
The book I'm looking at just moved it to 3.5. I they might be watching the show. They might be watching the show. It's unbelievable.
I mean,
they just moved to 3.5. So would you rather go under 4.5, -130 or 140? or over 3.5. Or under 3.5 is actually plus money, a pretty decent size plus too. Would you rather? I don't want to go under 3.5. Comfortable with that? That one gives you that.
No, that
little
doesn't
bit of,
do anything for me.
No, ain't
No,
big
that
enough.
doesn't do anything for me.
No.
Canes will get to 2. Can I get Canes 1.5? Like team total?
Possibly, yeah.
On a power play, that might be where my head's at.
Yeah.
Because you figure they get 1, right? Carolina.
Be very surprised if it's a shutout. Either side. This final, I don't think the final score is 1-0, but the final score could be 2-1, right?
Right. So I figure if Carolina's going to get 1
prop right now, right? Take a look at that.
Yeah. Plus 270, not enough. But I'll say that I say not enough. I don't know. I don't know. See, maybe that's what you're supposed to pay. I'm betting 2 basketball games.
I like this. You're an underdog better now. You're looking for constant plus monies and constant value. If it doesn't do enough for you, take a pass. That's fine. That's good.
Oh, 3.5 minus 130.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Let's switch topics here. Let's switch topics here before all of a sudden we get real hockey guy on them. Let's switch. What'd you think about the baseball today? Let's hear. We've been jumping around. What have you been thinking about the baseball today?
Milwaukee against the Pirates. Keller's numbers against the Brewers career-wise: 0-6, 6.57 ERA. A very respected guy. I know, Moonoff, friend of mine, put that in the thing today. I liked him before I saw that. I liked him after. And then I saw you're on St. Louis today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I was leaning Angels.
That's okay.
Could be wrong.
That's so could I. So could I. That one got the most negative reaction in the room. The Cardinals. People don't like the Cardinals today. What does that tell you? I don't know. We'll be right back. Game Time Decisions.
Maybe good.
Every missed call, the entire game, whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I look, I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors, but Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for, so I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid.
All right, game time decisions. We're rolling here, and so is Max Strus, but not how we asked him to. We asked for assists. We asked for rebounds. He said, here's 5 threes, kid. Shout out to Strus right now. 5-point game. Cavs trail here, 51-46. Dave, Dallas, Oklahoma City.
Right now, barring any injuries or anything like that. And then we'll be back to Dallas for game 6. So, how about you? I like under. I like it to play to the under. Any strong opinion for you?
I like Dallas more than everybody, and it's not an anti-OKC thing.
No.
Pre-series, my thought was Dallas in 5, respectfully. But see that reaction there, Dave? And I don't blame you.
5.
But it's.
I mean,
here's
that
what I'm
means
saying.
they win. When you say 5, that means they win 2 on the road. That's the tough part of that.
Sure.
That's hard.
Is it, though? Is it? They did it last round.
OKC's a little different, right? The Clippers
I get
were bad.
I gotcha. But again, games have all been close.
Yeah.
Sometimes, again, Lakers got swept last year. I think they lost. The Lakers have lost in the last 2 years against Denver, right? What was their record? 1-8. They lost twice by double digits.
Yeah.
The amount of games, sometimes it matters too much when we're talking about these type of things.
For sure. I got to ask you.
I want to get you out of here.
I got to ask you.
All right, let me ask you something, then you ask me.
Let's do it.
Braves underneath -140 against Imanaga. Books, I thought this was a real, hey, we think this kid's legit number. Like, more than before. They were -140 in L.A. against the Dodgers. I know pitching matchups decide it all, but, man, I thought that was an impressive number tonight on Imanaga.
100%. He's the real deal. I'm going to watch a lot of this now. I've been on him every start. I've been betting him every start. It's been good.
Yeah.
I liked under before the game. Are you working on the WNBA stuff for tomorrow? I need to know.
You know I will.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be in the mix.
All right.
Yeah,
good.
we'll be in the mix heavy.
It's a big day tomorrow.
I'm excited
There's a lot
for
of people asking a lot of questions about that. There's going to be some Charmin soft numbers, K-Dub. Fully expect you. I don't know if the boys in the room are ready for this, but the WNBA stuff is very important.
But let me tell you this. You know which numbers won't be soft?
Yeah.
Come on. So we got to figure it out.
Those
Caitlin
will
Clark,
be like
for anybody that doesn't know.
Overinflated tire. If you put too much air in that thing, be very careful because they're going to be pumped up.
But it's the first game. Right. And maybe, and even though they went higher than they would have if it wasn't, right? They might not know what they're in for. Right?
Which is true.
If she's going to average 24 a night, which is a lot, but there might not be anything they can do. We'll find out. Consig, appreciate it. He's live on In-Game Live, coming up with Joe Ranieri. Let me get the people out of here with just a couple more Mavs Thunders thoughts for everybody. Luka triple-double plus 310. Over the 18.5 rebounds plus assists. Favorite bet in this game. Countless rebound opportunities. The assist numbers jump up through the window a little bit here as well. And then the Kyrie Irving, Jalen Williams 1-2 punch here. 44 points, 50 points, 56 points. More important, the juice there. Even money, plus 210, and then plus 425 as we roll through a little J-Dub Kyrie ladder here. Late night Dallas, Oklahoma City. I've been letting people know, and I probably, by chance, if any of you out there were a believer with me on the Mavs and the Western Conference price, whether that was early in the last offseason or on the NBA future show. And, boy, this Mavs ticket's kind of been the crown jewel of that whole thing. That and a Wemby bet. I'm not touching this until this series is over. If they lose it, they lose it. I don't expect that they will. But now they are projected to play Denver. That will be a longer number than if they played Minnesota. They'll be a dog either way. I'm good with either matchup. I expect a series lead at some point. Maybe I'm being greedy. Maybe I have a lot of confidence. I just really like this Mavs 1-2 punch. We got 3 early ones so far at Citi Field, and we're asking for some more. We'll see you tomorrow. WNBA tips off. Game time decisions. Kevin Walsh up next in Game Live. It's SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should